Alright, how to unlock the genius within. Now this works for everybody. Not only that, you can do it from anywhere you want, and it costs you nothing to do. And your level of education does not matter. If anything, all the famous geniuses from the past that we know of had poor schooling compared to today. With the level of education today and probably double the population, we should be pumping out a genius a week at least. So how come we're not? The answer is simple, really. Because it was never about thinking or education. It's about attention and reception. Let's explain what we mean by that. Please use discernment when listening to any of our videos. You see, a genius is not someone who's smarter than everybody who can think on another level, because there's no such thing, really. It's more like someone that's inquisitive who asked a tough question and sat in silence long enough to receive the answers. You see, a human brain consists of basically a hard drive and a processor, and it has a transmitter and receiver, aka the pineal gland, which means that we can process any information that we have input into our brains via our senses at breakneck speeds, and we can transmit and receive thoughts telepathically via our pineal gland or our third eye. Therefore, thinking has nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, we cannot think. The human brain is incapable of thinking. It can only process. What we perceive as thinking is actually receiving thoughts from the collective consciousness. For example, if I was to ask you a question that you already know, such as, what did you have for breakfast today? Or what's 1 + 1? You would have the answer in a nanosecond, because you already have the information in your brain, and you can process it instantly. And if I was to ask you a question that you didn't know, now you're not thinking as per scratching your head trying to figure out the answer. You're actually tuned in to the collective consciousness trying to receive the answer. Therefore, your thoughts are not actually you. Saying that your thoughts are you is basically like saying that the radio station playing on the radio is the radio itself. Let's look at it like this. Let's pretend this circle here is Earth, Gaia. So let's put a G in the middle. And me and you are standing right up here on top. Now every time we send a thought, it goes into the collective consciousness. And every time we receive a thought, what we call thinking, we receive it from the collective consciousness, which is basically a bigger external hard drive than the one we have physically that we can tap into. So let's put another circle outside of this one. And now our collective consciousness is contained within these two lines, or bubble from a broader perspective. Now if we were to put an arrow or chevron here, another one here, and then one more, we would end up with, that's right, Google. Where do you think they get the idea from? Or the idea for an external hard drive, for that matter. However, we have good news. You see, there's a bigger hard drive than Google and the collective consciousness that we can access. Basically, we can skip this barrier right here and tap into universal consciousness. Because universal consciousness, aka the knowing, is conscious energy. And you can tap directly into it because this energy is also within you. So you probably heard before that you already have all the answers that you want within. And that's absolutely true. The only problem is that the system knows this. So they built everything around you to distract you and keep you chasing money and looking outside of you for information. But we can easily change that. You see, all you have to do to tap into universal consciousness is a 3-step process, how I see it. So step 1, access the stillness within. And you don't have to be meditating for this. Basically, be very calm and still within. Naturally, this lowers your brain waves to alpha or lower, where now you're more receptive telepathically. Step 2, you access the present moment, aka infinite possibilities. We talked about the present moment in a previous episode about time. So just be present, be here and now. Whatever it is that you're doing, just focus on that and don't let your mind wander off. And step 3 is don't force anything. All you have to do is ask the question and tune in. Trying to force things is just your brain trying to reach for information that doesn't exist in the brain or in the collective consciousness. So basically, it's just getting in the way. So it's better to just tune in and not force anything. So you got this. I'm rooting for you. And we're here to help. You can join us on Patreon if you'd like to support the cause. First 99 people get to lock it in at less than 50 cents a day. On Patreon, you get access to videos that we cannot post on TikTok or YouTube, and you'll be able to ask questions in the chat section if you need guidance, and have access to the podcast where you can listen in for the answers. We want to build a community of like-minded people on Patreon, so hope to see you there. I'll put the link in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.